Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Since I recorded around this time yesterday, it meant I couldn't really record in the evening and make a Call of War video right now, because not that much time has passed and nothing really happened. So I will start recording at the evening again, but I have to make a different video now because I don't want to miss uploading today. So I'll be showing you guys something I've been working on in Age of Civilizations 2, and it is a real world map, like modern day. This is a map I completely made myself. There's this one when you buy the game, you get it by default, but I found it's not very realistic. For example, Iran has a bigger economy than China, Ukraine has a much bigger economy than Russia, and Germany and Poland have the same economy. This is far from balanced and far from realistic. Like, for God's sakes, Canada has a bigger economy than the US. One of the reasons is because the major powers don't have any development in their land, as well as many other things. Now I tried to make a map myself that is as realistic as can get and as close to the current geopolitical world as possible. So I try to balance the economies, balance development, and try to make it as much as real life as possible. It's not finished yet, by the way, it still has plenty of work to be done. But China has an economy of 224,000, India has 187,000, the US has 250,000. Japan is still a little bit strong, Russia has 154,000, Ukraine has 42,000. Germany and Poland don't even compare, with Germany more than doubling Poland's strength, which is, you know, how it should be. France and Germany aren't far apart, and the world is much more balanced and much more like real life. I also tried my best to have the right government types. Most are republics, but there's still communism and stuff like that. I also managed to give, like, to some extent, some national spirits to countries that makes those countries different from others. For example, let's say the US. Now, instead of the leader, I mean, you can still see the picture of Donald Trump here, but you have this. It's not the leader, it's well, technically is the leader, but it's named State of the United States. And you can see it gives a certain national spirit. It reduces population growth and boosts economic growth. Know that this isn't finished yet, but yeah. China, on the other hand, as Xi Jinping, I should still name that, but they have a weaker attack, bigger defense, massive population growth, massive economic growth, less taxes, some more income production, more cost on administration and stuff like that, trying to balance the country and make it as real as possible. India, for example, has even bigger population growth, but doesn't earn as much and their economy doesn't grow as fast. They also have some military upkeep and attack bonus reductions, but they do have a better defense. I might still completely rework India to give them much more numbers while no attack, but I guess I'll still see what I will do. Something cool I done with North Korea. South Korea has nothing, but North Korea has State of North Korea, which gives them insane attack, insane, even more insane defense, some less population growth, slight economic growth, and a big hit on taxation. This, however, gives them all the attack and defense bonuses, as well as the minus 20% on military upkeep, and more movement points and less research. This trying to balance the country's real life, extremely militaristic, I guess, focus, you would say, right? So even giving them a chance to rival South Korea, even if their economy is like 2.5 times smaller than South Korea's. So that's really cool. They also have communism, so yeah, that gives them a buff on military upkeep and stuff like that. So trying to really balance this, I think North Korea might have a chance to win the war. Most countries still don't have anything. This is just default. Russia, for example, has Vladimir Putin, which gives them a bunch of bonuses on economic growth, attack, defense, administration and stuff like that. It's mostly minor buffs, but there's a lot of them. A buff like the administration one and the economic growth can be pretty damn significant though. Russia here is definitely quite strong. I might have to nerf them a bit. Their economy is smaller than China's or the US, or even smaller than Germany's, but their massive population, which is almost as big as China's. By the way, the US has more population than China, and India has more than China, I can't mess with the population, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to just keep that as is. We're gonna have to balance the countries in other ways. Like for example, I gave China and India massive population growth, which the US has a declining population. Well, it's not declining, it's just slower growth. To make it as real life as possible in the long term. While Russia here is a pretty major power, for example, Belarus has problems with population, economy, research, administration, and a little bit less military upkeep. I try to account for the corruption in the country, same with some other European countries. Ukraine, for example, is very weak economically, still has a million population, though about a fourth of Russia, so that's pretty significant, but as state of Ukraine giving them less attack, a lot more defense thankfully, but their population is declining quickly or is not growing at all basically. Their economy is growing slowly, they have more taxation by a slight bit, but they have less income production, more administration cost. Thankfully for them, less military upkeep, same with the defense, can form a pretty strong and a pretty big army, but when your economy is so small and your income is so small, you can't really feel that much in the army. They always research and less movement points as well. Now I tried playing Ukraine against Russia, it is basically impossible to win the war. I think it should be like that, but the Ukraine might need a small buff or Russia a small debuff. Poland also has a bunch of buffs, smaller ones, but yeah, they can field a decent army. Germany on the other hand has a good economy, like a really good economy, but has administration issues as well as a lot more money being spent on military upkeep, which means you can't field such a big army. France also has a bunch of buffs, some decent ones, pretty good. The United Kingdom can, we can say the same, but they have some administration issues, which would possibly also motivate the UK to give Ireland, Northern Ireland back. Technology levels are also pretty balanced, I tried my best to do that, and it's looking pretty good so far. I still have a lot to do, especially on the national spirits and stuff, but yeah. Greece has some population growth and economic growth issues, but they're pretty good on military, and income altogether isn't that bad. While Turkey has some money issues, but good population growth and economic growth and some good military stuff as well. There's still an insane amount to do, but as you can see, this is looking pretty damn good. I'm probably gonna give Finland some insane defense bonuses too. Their economy isn't too insane, so that should be possible. I'm also gonna mess with the relations, so relations are just about like real life. Like China has an alliance with Pakistan, North Korea, and stuff like that, but has bad relations with the US and Japan. Well, they don't really have a bad relation with the US, gotta be honest. It's a rivalry, but still they are very big trade partners. Taiwan has a lot of population from the People's Republic. I couldn't really do the same for giving Taiwan course on China, because that would really mess with one of the strongest powers in the world. I might also need to nerf India further, since even if they have way less development, they're still very strong. They have a massive population, which gives them a lot of money. Because China should realistically be stronger than India by a nice bit. Luxembourg on the other hand has problems with the army. Like you can't really do too much with the army, more military upkeep, less movement points, less attack. Still not that bad, but still a debuff. But you have some really good economic growth and income in general. Right, as I said, there still has to be a lot done, but it's looking pretty damn good for now. I'm looking to give a very economically weak Mongolia pretty damn good economic basis still, because of all their resource production. It's all going to be pretty difficult, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but it should work. Also, Kazakhstan is a bit too weak currently. Only 20k economy against Russia's 150,000. Russia can easily crush them. Still has a lot of balancing to do. As I said, I might even buff Ukraine a bit, because they currently have no chance of defending. The Dnieper River is, well, not existent here, so that wouldn't help. At the same time, I'm looking to give Russia course on Novorossiya, which is, basically this, southern Ukraine, or at least significant populations in the area. Like significant, very significant, like in these two provinces like 70% people would be Russian. That would cause massive recruitment and all kinds of issues, to be honest. So I'm looking to balance populations as well, cores and stuff. Unfortunately, I can't give like Xinjiang population here because Xinjiang isn't a country, but still I should be able to mess around with that and do some pretty good stuff. I'm just gonna head in for a second, show you guys some development and stuff. So you can see governments mostly are republics, this is monarchy, this is democracy, and this is communism. So you can see that. You see province values, here's economy, and development. It should be pretty damn realistic. Not all is done, but yeah. Africa, for example, is completely untouched so far. This is technology. You can see Belarus and Ukraine are quite far behind. Russia is also but a bit ahead of them, while something like Germany is insane. China as well, Japan, and North America. I might have to nerf China slightly, but I don't think I will. China, while growing extremely quickly because of their population and economy, still has problems like administration and stuff like that. So as you can see, I tried to balance it as well as I could. If you look here, total economic strength, you can see US, China, India, Germany, Japan and Russia, then France, Italy and so on. So this is pretty realistic if you ask me. There's still things that could be improved and that I might change, but so far is looking pretty damn good. Population wise, it's not so realistic. The US having too much, same with Russia, while China and India have too low populations. India has more than China, which, you know, that's okay. It's gonna be reality soon in a second anyway. But even with all the Russian economy and the population, you still have administration issues because your country is so large. So you actually are a nice bit weaker than you look. Let's look at income. Well, we can look at this, but let's actually look at distance from capital. This is gonna give us a better picture. As you can see, a lot of land is past the Urals, which is Siberia. And here you can see administration costs. Thankfully they are lowered a bit from the state of Russia, national spirit, but still they are pretty high. So that nerfs you a bit. But if you focus your technology on that, you can definitely benefit and create a strong Russia. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's something new, it's something different, but this definitely shows some promise, and I definitely like making this map, so I hope you guys enjoyed too. I will see you guys tomorrow, and yeah, see you then. Goodbye.